our third annual Return Citizens Theater Troupe performance. I'm Leslie Currier. I'm the Managing Director at Marin Shakespeare Company, and you may know that each summer for the last 29 years we put on professional productions at the Forest Meadows Amphitheater, which is just 5 blocks from here. Right now we're playing Hamlet and Shakespeare's Will, a one-woman show about Shakespeare's wife, Anne Hathaway, the original Anne Hathaway, right? Not the actress. And next up, we'll be performing Pericles, which will star Damian Brown, who is also a returned citizen, and Diane Wozniak, who happens to be here today. Hi, Diane. Diane just came in from Tennessee to be in our show this summer. In addition to putting on Shakespeare plays, we send lots of teaching artists into public schools, elementary schools, middle schools, high schools. We work with about 3,300 school children each year in schools, and many more outside of schools who take classes with us or come to see performances at the amphitheater. And 15 years ago we decided, well, we like teaching Shakespeare. Why don't we try to go teach a class at San Quentin, which we did. That first year we had 3 students. Shakespeare was not immediately popular in the California State Prison System. But the next year we had a few more, and eventually we were able to put on our first full-length performance of a Shakespeare play, which was directed by the incredible and visionary Soraya Keating. 4 years ago, the state of California, in their wisdom, decided that arts programs in prisons are actually a good thing, and they started funding them. And we were one of the first 7 organizations in the state to get funding to expand our program. So we started a second program at Solano Prison, and the funding has continued over the last 4 years. We now have programs in 8 California state prisons and soon to be 11 California state prisons. Yeah. Even better than that, about 5 years ago, we started to notice that some of the inmates who we worked with were actually getting out of prison, because that didn't really happen for the first 10 years that we were doing this work. Practically none of our students got out. But when we started seeing that people were actually getting out, we said, why don't we create an opportunity for people coming out of our programs to continue doing some of this work of exploring ourselves and sharing our stories through theater. So that is how this program began. Now, about 1.5 years ago, we were fortunate enough to be able to actually buy this building that we're sitting in today. And this is the future home base of Marin Shakespeare Company. Someday, Upwards Blue will be our administrative offices, and this area will be the lobby to a 165-seat theater that'll be behind that wall on the other side. There'll be classrooms upstairs and one downstairs. We'll sell you a ticket. We'll sell you, your coffee and your brownie right here. And this will be a fully functioning, beautiful performing arts center. This is this is what theater's going to look like. But this work that we're doing today, this is exactly why we want a year-round home. Because we want to be able to have a place with a vibrant, exciting place where people come and study and perform and share stories and talk about the stories that are important to us. So even though we're a little makeshift and, it's just a room right now, someday you're going to come back in a few years and you're going to go, I was here for one of those shows back when it was, under construction. But this is what this building's all about, telling important stories through theater, sharing our experiences. So I hope that you will stay and join us for the question and answer session that follows the performance. Thank you so much for being here today. And now it is my extreme pleasure to introduce the director of today's show, Soraya Keating.
Thank you everyone for being here. It's really an honor honor to be here and the director of the show. I also just want to acknowledge the work of Leslie and Bob Currier and Marin Shakespeare Company for bringing theater to the people, like to all people. So big hand for them. So I love theater. I love Shakespeare. I love all kinds of theater. But I especially love life story theater. I'm a drama therapist and have performed some of my own life stories. And our show is called Seeds of Time, which maybe you'll see why it's called that. But I think it's a good metaphor, actually, for what we do in this process of creating theater from nothing. So just want to share a little bit about that. What you're going to see today are these stories from these amazing, very brave, courageous, talented individuals that started as little seeds of like, I feel like there's something inside me that wants to be shared. Like there's some truth, there's some pain, there's some joy, there's some celebration that wants to be shared. And to me, when we listen to those callings and we bring those stories out, it's like medicine for our souls. Whereas when we keep those stories in, it can create all sorts of dis-ease. And so I just want to honor the wonderful cast that's behind the screen right here for their incredible work. And I really hope you're as touched by their stories this afternoon as I am. So I want to share that. I also want to thank, I have a wonderful assistant director, Kate Brubeck. And my partner and behind the scenes help, Tyler Nielsen in the back. Takes a village to create theater. So, so I think that's all I'll say. Our show is about an hour, 45 minutes, and then a 15-minute Q&A. That's part of the show. So please enjoy our performance of Seeds of Time.